Okay, finally the mobile is working.
I didn't find anything.
You can't find it?
No, I found some kind of makeup video.
Okay.
That's weird.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we're in the camera, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this show.
Okay.
I'm really happy today that I have a new friend here. His name is Pavel, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know how to pronounce your family name.
Okay. It's Shabatsky.
Pavel Shabatsky.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And he's learning music now, and I would like him to experience something different. I mean, from the music from East countries like China, or yes, it is China. Sorry, I'm a little bit nervous now because after a long time my laptop didn't work so well, and we find the final option that we use this mobile for this show. I hope you can forgive me. Okay, so I have some couple of questions for you.
Sure.
Can you just briefly introduce
Yes.
yourself?
Okay, so I was born in Brno here in a musical family. So I started playing and getting in contact with music since I was little. Since my father plays cello and my grandma was an opera singer. So I was always interested in music, mainly in classical music. So I also played a couple instruments. Started with violin, then clarinet, saxophone, now French horn. Plus composing, that was kind of a hobby to it all. And I'm just studying at Czech Academy in Brno, and that's about it.
Okay, thanks. So, do you feel any pressure that, because you said you were born from a family of music,
Yeah.
do you get any pressure
Oh,
from that?
I did.
So how much from the pressure
Actually,
you got?
I didn't think about it since I was 15 or 16. Then I started realizing maybe my parents want me to,
To be a musician?
be a real professional musician, and I started to take this seriously. But then after some time, I just, I didn't think about it because there were so many things to do, and so actually I don't have anything like a constant pressure on me or fear of disappointing them or something. Just everybody from my family supports me in the music, so I'm just happy with that, and actually it's really nice. So no pressure there.
That sounds really sweet that
Yeah.
your family supports you.
Yeah, it definitely does.
So compared to composing, do you like composing more, or do you like playing music more?
Oh, that's a question. That's a question for me. Well, the thing is, composing has always been a hobby for me. So the playing instruments was like the main thing, and the composing, because I didn't have an opportunity to study it. I tried, but at my school there is no option for people to study more than one subject. So I just had to study an instrument. And the professor, he was so nice that he actually told me, you can come once a month and just show me the things, I will tell you something about that. So I did that for 2 years. So he just gave me a few advices and something. And since then it just turned around and I started composing more and more and more, and forgetting about the instruments and stuff. And now it's like 50-50, so it's hard to say actually. So it's both so important for me, and people are always asking me, or sometimes they're like, maybe one day you'll have to choose between two. I was no, I'm just gonna keep both. I can manage. So I wouldn't be able to give up just anything of that. It's both very strong. So yeah.
Okay, so do you think what is the big difference of Czech music to other European music?
Other European music.
Yeah, like music from Germany,
Yeah.
music from France, music from Italy.
Well, that's a hard question. I've never thought
I'm
about
sorry
it.
for that.
No, it's okay.
I'm not a harsh people.
No, it's interesting because
Because you said you're local here. You're
Yeah.
a native of a Czech citizen.
yes, the thing is that my parents and my professors and all the people, they actually wasn't able to listen to so much music from other countries because the politic situation didn't allow it. So they if they tried to listen to something else, it was basically forbidden. So but now
at that time.
now I have basic access to everything. So I listen to everything. I try not to compare because. For me, it's not like you can compare two pieces of music in such a way. But I always felt like the Czech music is special by its strong connection to the folklore music, and there's always a lot of like a connection to the folklore music, which you can really feel from the music. It's there, and it's always jolly, and the music is really, even if it's serious or melancholic, even it's just like tragic, there's still something like a hope inside. You can feel it, but apart from I don't know, like Russian music, it's always so heavy for me. It makes me kind of depressed.
Oh, really?
Yes, like a Shostakovich or something like that. I like the music, but I can't really find anything like that would give me some kind of light in the darkness or something. But in the Czech music, there's always some kind of joke in the music or something like that. Well, but that's the way I feel it. Maybe it's not like that, but yeah.
Well, as a foreigner, I went to some concerts or some performances with Czech people. They have really traditional Czech dancings and Czech music.
Yeah.
For me, I feel it's more enjoyable. It's like more pleasant. And something which I know may be expressing the good feelings of harvest.
Yeah. Well, our music is strongly connected to the
massive
folklore,
people.
and yes, so I can't really think of any Czech composer who would just like be in the dark zone, just composing like a tragical,
Sad,
sad
totally
things.
in blue.
Yes. So nothing like that I can think of. It's always.
Okay, I like the characters of Czech music.
Oh yeah.
In terms of that, the happiness.
But I mean, you can find it in other music also, maybe. But I don't want to say that like I don't like anything else. Of course, that's not the case. But for me, the Czech music is just kind of special in this way.
So is that regional? I mean, is there any differences of the music here in Moravia compared to the music in Bohemia?
Actually, there is. But
So tricky question.
I couldn't really tell anything like super. I don't know. Nothing.
Or
that
maybe
I could
identical?
explain.
Is that
I don't know. Really, just maybe
So-
different instrumentation or something would be a question, but I can't really like. I would have to just now. I would have to listen to something and actually realize because never thought about these things before. But
okay? Maybe after today, you can think about
yeah,
the differences
yeah. I will
of
definitely.
different types of music in your own country.
Yeah.
So, what kind of instrument do you usually play?
Oh, usually.
Usually.
Well, it's the saxophone the most, I guess, with the French horn. And I used to play clarinet a lot, and bass clarinet was my number one instrument. It's just like, wow, if I started playing it, it was kind of a funny situation where there was no one to play a bass clarinet in the orchestra, and they were playing Shostakovich violin concert number one. And there's really hard part on bass clarinet, together with the piccola, and it's just crazy solo in the beginning of the second movement. And they just throw it at me, and I didn't know how to play the instrument. I just had to quickly learn because it's not just the same as clarinet. Like it's the same fingerings sometimes, but it's so much different from an amateur. And so after that, I fell in love with the bass clarinet. But the thing is, I don't have one because it's so expensive. I can't even consider like buying it. So clarinet, bass clarinet, saxophone, and French horn, and it's just like fighting between each other. So yeah.
Okay, good. So usually, how long have you practiced with your instrument?
Well, that was different from each instrument I tried. Like with the clarinet on conservatory, I tried to practice 4 hours a day, which was like the minimum that the teacher told me. It's like you should at least do 4 hours, and I figured it's not working for me. So I tried to practice longer, but that was, after more than 4 hours, your brain just gives up and you can't really do much work. It's just about the fingers, but you don't use your brain. And so then I tried to come up with different ideas, and I met this flute player I told you about before. She had this strategy of practicing more in your mind than on your instrument actually. So I tried that with the saxophone and with the French horn, and it's actually working nice. So on the French horn, I don't play or practice more than 2 hours a day, and still I feel like I'm doing some kind of work on it. So, and since I play multiple instruments, I can't just practice one for too long because I don't have the time for everything else. And the composing is most time-consuming thing ever. So sometimes I just spend 8 hours composing a day and then just quickly do anything else. They just need to be done. So,
like by how you compose music, so you need more time to think about it, or you have to listen to more kinds of music which can inspire you?
Oh, well, sometimes before you start the piece, it's good to be inspired by something. But once you start composing, it's not good to listen to anything because it's gonna confuse you, or it's just gonna give you some idea which you can get rid of, and it's not your idea.
It's something like playing again in your mind.
And then you can't concentrate.
Yeah, you can't get rid of it.
So composing is time-consuming in this way that you actually have to get in yourself. For me, it's a very spiritual thing to compose. So even before I start writing my first notes, I have to have like an hour or 2 hours just to like sit. If the piece is already like started, I go through what I have. I try to imagine. I try to get into the atmosphere of the piece, which takes me like, I don't know, half hour, depends. And then I can't really describe the process because it's different every time. It's just basically like being in some
sometimes
kind
it could be like faster, sometimes it's just getting like trapped or getting blocked.
Yeah, and then you spend 2 hours on two bars, and you're just like there and just. But I mean, I also do different things. Like sometimes it's just really flowing, and sometimes you're using any means to get something. Like you try to get inspired by mathematics or literature or something, and you really like going from other angle. Sometimes you just write because you hear it and feel it. Sometimes you just have to help yourself with something else. So it's different each time.
Do you like the music that Hedy has composed?
Yeah, I played. Actually, I don't know if I heard everything, but I played in 2 pieces of her. And the first one, that was just a clarinet with piano. That was nice. And well, we talked a lot about this, and that's hard for everybody. It's to make a right structure of the music, like so it works and the length is right with compared to the material used and everything. That's the hardest thing to do. And so the music was fine. I just told her she has to work on her timings and everything, and like be more precise and be more aware of how long can something be played, or just like how to construct the thing. And the second piece, that was a piano, violin, saxophone, and guitar. That was already much better, and it was kind of a graphic partiture combined with the normal notes I was scoring. It was fine. We worked on it during the rehearsals because it was kind of an open score, and I actually like doing these open scores and these thinks that the interprets have to put some creativity in it. It's not just like you.
He's always right.
Thanks.
It's not like you just sit there and play exactly what the people have written. That of course that's also the case sometimes, but it's much nicer to actually be part of the composition as a interpret. So, yeah.
But well, based on my opinion, I think playing music is more passionate, isn't it?
I mean, in a way that actually interpret. You mean? Okay. Well, there's one experience I had. As a player, I'm always very passionate and I really enjoy playing. And sometimes when I'm playing wrong, I depressed of being not able to have a concert or something because I really need it. And it was really enjoyable for me to play. But then, at the first time of my life, I did an orchestral composition. And the orchestra played the piece for me. And I was just sitting there. And that was so much higher than actually playing it because you see the whole orchestra playing your music. And that was such a great moment. It almost brought me to tears. It was just amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's something like touching from your feelings.
Yes.
From your heart.
Yes. It was actually like I can't really describe it, but it was amazing.
Great. And what types of music do you like the most, and why?
Oh yeah, that's a question I had to think about before because I always give a fast and short answer about this when somebody asks me because I'm not sure about this. But the thing is, I enjoy whatever music that is giving me something to work with, and I don't like specialize for genres or styles, which means I basically listen to every type of music there is until since there's something that grabs my attention. So it means I can listen to Xenakis, Shostakovich, Mozart, or even some like pop music, jazz music, metal music. I loved listening to film scores if they're good. Actually, there's nothing like a genre or style of music I wouldn't even try to listen to, and I always pick compositions or composers I like, and I don't think about what genre it is or something like that. And it's really based on my mood and the situation.
So you don't care about the schools of types of music?
No, at all.
You're really open-minded.
Yeah, I'm really open-minded in this because I think that in every style, in every genre, in every kind of music, you can always find something valuable which can inspire you or which you can just appreciate because it's there. And of course, there's loads of music which is not like really enjoyable for me. But I try to find something in everything.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So, have you ever listened to Chinese music before?
Actually, no.
Nope. Okay, maybe this time is the very interesting moment for you.
Yeah.
Because you can experience something different, and maybe it's beneficial to your composing.
Yeah, I guess we.
Okay, and because we can't open my link from my laptop.
Wi-Fi is.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi is not working, and maybe we can find it from your smartphone.
Yeah, actually, I
can-
tried to type in the link, but it didn't work. So I don't know how to.
Okay, maybe I can.
But if you just like have
Can I have a try from your?
Yeah, sure.
Smartphone.
Just type in something.
Yeah, I know. Can I?
And
Because we use different character, yeah. And I hope we can find it. Yeah, okay, we found one here. I think this is exactly the same one from my link. Can we play it?
yeah. I'm just gonna skip to and maybe turn the organ on.
This is from a very famous Chinese TV drama.
Okay.
this is it.
Okay.
Hope you like it.
Yeah. Okay. It's an interesting sound.
Really?
The flute, yeah.
But the story is a little bit sad because
Okay.
it's telling a story the lovers apart from each other but they miss each other.
Okay.
And the name of the song is, as I said, the sound of the falling snow.
Okay.
I translate from
Oh, yeah,
Chinese
yeah.
version.
I actually found that a lot of Asian music, the names are connected to the nature.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of like about waters.
Yeah, waters, or maybe leaves, grasses.
Yeah.
Because we take the nature as one image,
Okay.
which can interpret our inside feelings.
Yeah. So you never like name a composition after, let's say, something which doesn't have anything to do with nature. There's always something.
I think there's always something
Yeah.
connecting
That's
us
interesting.
to the nature.
Interesting.
And it's part of Chinese culture, I think.
Oh yeah. The flute is really loud, or it's really sharp. It's interesting.
It's sharp and loud.
Yeah. Because the European flute is really mellow. And
It's kind of lower.
Yeah.
She's doing a really good job.
Okay.
She's.
It sounds great.
She got a PhD for playing flute.
Oh, okay. And this is like a traditional Chinese flute.
Very traditional.
It's really long.
Yeah.
It's much longer than the European one.
Yeah. I don't know. I think hers is longer than the European ones, but as a normal one, it should be something like this.
Okay.
The same we got.
Yeah. Typically, there's a lot of space behind the mouthpiece. Like we have the mouthpiece and then a little bit of the flute, and she has the mouthpiece and then part of the flute protruding. Here's like a big chunk of the flute. There's one question I always wanted to ask about the instruments, and that is, well, maybe after.
Okay, that's the end.
Okay. I was wondering because the European instruments they also started like very simple instruments with no keys, and then during the 18th, 19th century, they start adding the keys to everything. So you have the clarinet used to be just holes, and now it's like it has a beam system of keys. And is it because of your tradition of the instruments that you don't want to change anything about them? Like actually the European flute has actually like a mechanics on it. So but it didn't change, right? It's just the same as it used to be, like the traditional.
I think it's the same. We didn't change anything about our traditional Chinese flute. And as you said, I think with the modernization of the world, Chinese composers has already put some other elements from European and or maybe from some other countries to compose different music. But the core the core elements never changed.
Yeah, okay.
And this is our very traditional flute. As you can see, there are Chinese characters here.
Okay.
I think this is from a poem.
Oh, it's interesting.
It's from. It is said like from the mountains from the south, but the bamboos are from the north. A beauty. Well, it's really hard to translate it.
Okay. That's such a great idea to have a poem written on your instrument. I
Yeah,
would never think about that.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Well, I would say that Chinese people may be romantic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I tried to play this traditional flute, but I failed.
Okay.
Because as I told you, I quit really earlier.
Yeah.
When I was a little girl. So maybe today we can find this out together. I think the basic technique is something like this, I guess.
Okay.
And this is the thing. Maybe we should do something like that. Let's have a try. No.
Okay. There's one more hole here. What's that?
Yeah, I don't know why is there's one more. I think yes. We have to.
It's all hollow, right?
I think we need to cover one hole. One is not that necessary.
It's for big fingers, actually.
Yeah, I do think so. Because this is also my first time of trying this. Can I find the other
Okay.
video?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Just unlock it.
And I think this is the cover.
Okay.
To cover the flute.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Because this hole should be covered.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, should be covered.
I'll let you do it because
Actually,
don't want
really
to mess
don't
up
know.
anything.
No, you're not messing up anything.
No,
For me,
I
it's
actually know how.
also this is the very first time for me.
Okay.
Uh,
So it's like a piece of paper.
is that a paper?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, you did it.
This hole
You made it.
definitely needs to be covered. This one.
Really?
I think so. I don't know.
Because
I would love to see
I
some
got this
finger
video how to play the dis. Because in Chinese this is called dis,
Okay.
and how to play the dis, covering the
Yeah,
membrane.
that actually makes the membrane there.
membrane hole.
Yeah.
Okay,
That actually makes the sharp sound.
and this one is showing
Okay.
how to cover it.
Hopefully we don't need anything.
Okay,
like
but I think
scissors
we need
or-
some basic instruments,
Yeah.
instructions.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So we have the paper.
Yeah, we got paper here.
And also
And we also
that
have this.
thing.
I don't know.
And-
Is this a rubber?
Okay, you have the glue.
Oh, what?
The glue.
We don't. Oh,
have a
gee.
Or a tape. I actually have a tape.
Oh, great.
I actually have the really same tape you have.
Thanks.
So have that.
How lucky we are.
Okay. So you take the paper. Ouch. Should be dead. And he opens it.
As like a strip, maybe.
He has a strip, but we have a.
Open it. So,
Oh, there's this one.
oh. This is the cover.
This is the cover.
I think
No,
so.
I
No.
don't. This is like a lot of little pieces.
What?
Sticky.
It doesn't matter. We have a cup of.
He actually unfolded it.
He cut the piece of cover. We already got it.
Okay. And he split it?
Yes, I think so. No, Is he holding that?
I'm confused.
Unfold. The second hole? This one? Must be this one.
Yeah. I can't unfold it anymore. It's too small. I'll take this fish. This one's bigger.
Why this one is bigger than this?
I don't know. How did he make it bigger?
We need some magic.
Maybe he glued to. No, he didn't, right?
Yeah, we have this.
And we have the rubber.
The rubber? I don't know. It's really hard. You can feel it.
Okay, it's more like
It doesn't feel
wood
like a
or
rubber.
something. He did so. Oh, what did he do? I'm confused. How did he manage to make such a big piece of it?
I only can remember that he covered the second hole here.
Yeah, I know, but how is it sticking? He didn't use the glue. He did something with the.
With this.
What did he do? It's not glue, right?
No, it's not a glue.
It has a kind of odd shape here. Anyway, he like taped it from the sides with the tape.
Let's try it, maybe.
Let's just like put it there.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure if he didn't cut like an opening in it with the scissors, because he used the scissors for something.
Yep.
Okay. Maybe you just hold it there.
Uh-huh.
I'll get the tape.
Okay.
Hope somebody's not like watching and thinking like, oh my god, what are they ruining it? It's not supposed to be done like that. Come here. Okay.
Come on, it's just an
up.
experiment.
Yeah. There you go. So this part.
Mm-hmm. Smart here.
Okay. Like that. Now the upper portion. I'm curious about this.
Me too.
You think it has to be like a super under tension, or maybe I
It
don't know.
doesn't have to be like that.
Let's just make it like it is. Okay.
Okay.
Just maybe.
Okay.
There's a little bit of. I don't know.
Okay, you can hold this and let's find some other video about how to play that. How to play.
Because I think there's gonna be air escaping from the side, right here.
Probably yes.
Probably. But maybe
But
it's
we
supposed
can-
to be like that. I mean.
Okay, we can't just cover it with
Another.
like blocking all the airs to. Does it work?
That's hard. Okay. I think the air is keeping there from the
We
sides.
have a. Advertisement. I think she's teaching how to play this.
She has such a clean tone. It's really covered, like it's really under tension. You can see how she really is.
And she's showing how we use our fingers.
Okay. There's 8 folds here. Second one is covered. That's okay.
So we're doing the same way, right?
Yeah. Okay, it's like it's just a. Does she use the pinky? No, she doesn't.
Just to have a choice.
I have to find the angle, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm afraid this is not sufficiently covered.
Is she speaking English?
I don't know.
I think she's speaking English.
Song we usually use E, G, and A.
Yes, English
And
speaker.
Okay.
And when we play a slower song, usually we use C, D, and big G. We usually use C key flute, play some smooth song.
Smooth key from the song. Oh, nice work.
Thrill.
Our shape is very light.
I think we need to recheck on this thing because I'm not sure if
maybe.
it's done right. He had like a square feet actually on the previous video. We have like a long rectangle.
We like to move it slower. And we play middle parts, and I like to play faster. This is low.
She really has a
Middle.
big space there.
The airspeed.
I was maybe going.
I can only remember some basic flute playing like this, but I need one more hole maybe. Because from the instrument of European ones, we have one more here.
Let us know what you want to learn
And
next.
it's like
This video, comment.
no.
I think the problem is we didn't do this right.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know because he did something with the scissors. And I'm not sure if he like created a cut there or not.
Not sure for that. Okay.
Because I've seen a Tibetan flute and it actually has a hole, and underneath the hole there's like a double reed connected with it's really thin, kind of a bamboo or something, and it's like really close together. And you play the normal embouchure like a flute, plus the reeds are vibrating underneath, so it's creating like this kind of buzzing sound flute or something like that.
Okay, I will introduce another one for you.
Okay.
Ready for this?
Yes.
And this is our very traditional instrument, which is made of clay, as I know. It's called shun.
Shun.
Yeah, shun. And you can hear, you can see here, there is a kind of symbol.
Yeah.
I think this is the image of Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix.
Phoenix.
And I think from our culture, Phoenix symbolize something like good luck and good fortune or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and maybe we should find more videos
Yeah.
how to play it.
Knock it.
Okay,
It's really interesting shape.
really?
We actually have something similar or something that reminds me. It's called an ocarine.
Ocarine.
Ocarine, and it's made from clay, and it has a really similar shape. It's like a mouthpiece, and it's going to the side, and it's really small. It's like this big. It's maybe a little bit bigger than this, and it has like 2 octaves, or maybe just 1.5 octaves. And what is the range of this instrument? Like how many octaves? 1 or 1.5? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
And this system of covering the holes like that is really interesting. I would be afraid it's gonna fall off my hands.
It's okay.
No.
Don't worry. I think it's really with good quality.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about that if it is broken or not. And let's have a look of this. I think woo, you made it.
That's actually much easier than the flute.
Then the flute. Okay. typical Asian music.
Just gonna a little bit. So. Yeah. Was it an illusion? I thought he has more holes in the middle actually there. Not sure.
I think this.
Okay, that's how it's made.
Yeah, how it's made. No, we don't need this.
Okay.
I think we need something more like music.
What was it?
I don't know. Maybe this one?
Yeah, he called him a professional. So
Oh,
it's
really?
gonna be,
Really?
It's gonna be. Ah, yes. 3 and 3 holes. And 2 for the thumbs. In the back.
So is it the same?
I think it's the same. I'm not sure about the tuning. I love these glissandos. Like, that's so cool. I think it's the same tuning actually. Sure.
I do think so. It's the same tune.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't catch the fingerings too fast. He's like, oh, he's like that. So he's going quite on a high note. I don't know how to do it. It smells so like clay. It's so nice.
It's made of clay.
Yeah, I know, but it actually smells like clay. It's so cool. It has a really soft sound. So nice.
I think this is the max of volume.
Yeah.
We can't make
I
it
tried to
louder.
make it louder, but
Yeah. Maybe we can find a louder one.
I'm not sure if I heard right, but he did like a vibrato in it. Like a flutter sound.
I think you're doing good.
Oh, it's hard to hit the intonation right. It depends on the angle a lot. It has such a full sound. Like,
Yeah.
you can hear he's actually using a lot of breath. Oops.
Oh, it's kind of out of power.
I have a partner. I'm just gonna plug it in before it dies.
I know the song.
Okay.
The humming.
It has such a nice round sound. this one is flat. It's me. So in comparison with the flute, how much is this traditional, or?
I think compared with the Chinese traditional flute, this is much more traditional.
So it's like an older instrument, actually.
Yeah, very old. We can find it from Wikipedia if you want.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay.
We can maybe.
Okay, let's find out
'Cause
together.
you know, with Chinese music, we always, I mean, the European people always imagine a flute or
How can
this
we-
kind of a string instrument. I don't know what it's called, and not really these things. So it's interesting.
So you like this kind of music?
The music is interesting. I have few things to say about it. Maybe once we find this thing. We're gonna
Okay,
in
let's
English or
find. Yeah, I think they have some English version here. Let's find. It's called Xun. It's XUN.
okay.
No. Instrument.
Chinese actors.
Yeah, I think
Instrument.
it's this
Okay.
one instrument.
Traditional Chinese instrument.
Okay. Here's the Xun.
Cantonese.
It is
Vessel flute.
glow blower.
Yeah.
Vessel flute from China. It is one of the oldest
Oldest
musical instrument in China, and has been in use for approximately 7,000 years.
Wow, that's so.
Yeah,
old.
it is a long time. 7,000 years.
Wow.
Can you imagine that?
7,000
Yes,
years.
7,000 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah, Xun was initially made of baked clay or bone.
Bone.
Yeah.
Okay. It
And
kind of reminds me of an Aztec whistle, if you know it.
not really.
Not the sound, but just the shapes. Actually, the Aztec whistle, it's called the death whistle. It's
Death whistle?
Death whistle, yeah. Because they used it when they're.
For their like funerals.
No. It was actually the Aztecs. They were killing people, okay, part of the ceremony. So somebody was just like killed for a ceremony, or when they went to do battle with somebody. So they had these. It was really similar shape. It was made from a skull. It was a skull of a small animal, and the rest was with the clay.
Not the skulls from the human. Right?
No. The little animal, like a mammal animals, I don't know, like a squirrel or something. And then the skull was kind of filled with the clay and shaped with clay. And there was actually two chambers, one within the skull, and the clay chamber was in an angle. And then you blow it inside the clay chamber, and it kind of collapsed in the bones. In the skull, and it made this really shrieking, terrifying sound, and they used it for like a intimidation of the armies. And there was like, let's say 1,000 of the warriors with the actual Aztec whistle. It's really loud instrument, and it sounds like 1,000 people crying from pain. It's just like a really, really horrible sound. And you can imagine 1,000 people blowing on this, it's really loud. You can't really stand near to it when it's blowing, and it's gonna rupture your ears.
Wow.
So 1,000 people in like that, and they're using it as like an intimidation tactic, and it's actually a really old instrument. I don't know how old it is. I would say it might be as old as this one, but I'm not sure. So I can actually find it here too. It's called. I'm not sure how it's spelled. Yeah, human sacrifice. And
Human sacrifice. You mean
Sacrifice.
killing people for?
yeah, and also in battles. Sorry, I'm kind of getting out of the. No, it's not here. It's on YouTube anyway, so you can find it later.
Okay, no
I don't
problem.
want to super venture out of the theme we have here, but
Do you want to know more about this?
yeah, sure.
Okay, let's do it.
Could you just excuse me for a moment? I'll just go for a
Yeah,
talk.
yeah, no
I'll be right
problem.
back.
Dizzy. It's D-I. Where is Z? Z. I. Not you. I don't need you. Okay, I got it. And this one, which is called Dizzy, from China, pronounced Diz, is a Chinese transverse flute. It is also sometimes known as the Diz or Hengdi, and it has varieties including 曲笛 and 邦笛. Very interesting. These names are likely to have multiple spellings too, depending on the transliteration used for it's not covered, it's convert from Chinese names. Netherlands, this seems to be the most common name used in the West. The diz is a major Chinese musical instrument and is widely used in many genres of Chinese folk music, as well as Chinese opera and modern Chinese orchestra. Traditionally, this has also been popular. I'm reading this.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I have like a few questions about this actually, but I don't want to interrupt you.
It's fine. I'm totally fine because for me, I really don't know the history of this.
Okay.
It has some types because this
That
is
was
a
what I'm gonna
general.
ask,
I think
yeah.
this is a very general name, but
Yeah,
here I got it has like Hengdi and 曲笛 and 邦笛 3 types. I
Okay.
guess.
Okay. Also, I can see there's a lot of like others or ocarina is here actually. There's all types of the flutes. Okay, yeah, general flutes.
Here are some basic information.
Yeah. The names are likely to have multiple spellings.
Yeah, we have a lot of multiple spellings for,
Oh, yeah.
for one term.
Okay, yeah. Just the intonation is giving it a different meaning.
Yes,
Or, yeah.
it does.
Actually, my question was, since I was been wondering about this, this is in some kind of tuning, right? It's in C or G or what is it? What's the bass tone?
Bass tone is G.
G,
It's,
okay,
it's already
yeah.
here.
So my question was, because in, let's say in Europe, they think of different scales or different tunings as different colors or moods or stuff like that. I know that maybe in India they actually are not allowed to play some of the scales or tunings in certain times a day. They can actually, like, let's say our C major, they can only play it in 3 in the morning. So they have like really strict rules about the tunings, and to one composition you can't change the tune actually. But the Europe music is, you modulate all the time. It's like you use a lot of tunes in one song. And my question is, if you have something like that, if you're using just the traditional Chinese music, is using just a few of the modes or tunings, or is it something like that, or do you have like some basic
You mean
tunings?
do we have some kind of limitations of using tunings?
Yeah, like everyone's playing in C or G or F, or it doesn't matter, or they just tune according to the players, or is it like, can the song be transposed, or is it not a thing within the?
I think I've heard some music from very traditional ones, which can date back to Tang Dynasty, like I don't know, maybe 5,000 years ago.
Okay.
And I think we don't have any limitations about playing what kind of tunings or G or keys. It depends on the current feeling of the players.
Okay. Because is it possible to play chromatic on the flute? It is, right?
Chromatic?
Yeah. Like let's say you have a G flute, but you want to play in G sharp. Can you do that with the fingerings, or no?
I'm not sure. I think we cannot do that. This is my personal opinion because I don't study music, but I can show you for a video how Chinese musicians they play different instruments together.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Can we get back to the YouTube? Okay, thanks.
I'm asking that because, like, as I said, in Indian music, they can't modulate during the song. It's considered rock. So I was just wondering if you have the same rule, or
I don't think we have the same rule.
Okay. Also, what I noticed about the music you played so far.
Yeah, this one.
Okay.
You can see how people do the music together. Advertisement again.
Yeah. Do you have like a given ensembles?
Given samples?
Yes, ensembles, like a certain combination of instruments that can or can't play together, or what's like we have quarteto, string quarteto, quinteto.
Well,
Do you have something
conventionally,
like that? Conventionally.
We have it, but for younger generation, younger generation of the musician, they don't care. They don't care any rules. They want to create more like feelings or expressions of the music.
So there's no restriction in combinations of the instruments. That's nice. That's an excellent.
Yeah. I think this is also a Chinese flute, I guess.
It's played from the top.
Yeah. And very traditional Asian
Yeah.
drum.
These are the instruments people are most familiar with, but I don't know the name.
It's called zheng.
Chen.
It's the spelling is ZHENG.
Oh, okay, yes, I know.
I think in South Korea they have some similar ones.
Yeah. There's actually resonating sound strings which you don't play, they just resonate in different frequencies, and then you have the part which is playing. And behind the bridges you can bend the notes from the glissando and stuff. Yeah, that's cool.
I think this type is kind of slow and very soft.
Yeah. I like it actually.
I would say these people are fascinating because they're wearing very traditional Chinese costumes.
I mean, this is something really fascinating about this. Like people, when I look at these people and I look at the European orchestra people, let's say, when I look at this, I can feel they're playing the instruments like with the respect, or there's a lot of like respect for the music, for the instruments. They're really doing everything like it's supposed to be. And when you look at the European orchestra, you always look at the people, and there's a lot of players which just like are super relaxed, and they look like they don't give it too much attention. They play the instruments kind of like, okay, I have to play it now.
Okay.
And there's no discipline and disrespect, and this is really beautiful. Instantly, I can tell these people have a big respect for the music. It's
we do.
so nice.
Because we think it is not just a music playing, it is also a part of our culture, something that makes who we are.
Yeah. I think that some people from Europe should consider like realizing that music is not just a
for some, for some musician, they believe that art is their souls, and not just having relaxing time and just play something. No, nothing like that.
Yeah, no. I mean, with the relaxing, I was more like actually, the people just play it so they make money, but they actually don't give the feelings into it.
True musicians don't care money that much. Actually, we care about money because money can support ourselves.
Yeah.
But, this is for the art.
Yeah. So beautiful.
Yeah, I do like it. And as you said, they're not just playing with the techniques, they're playing with their heart.
I can tell. What strikes me is I can see no communication between the players. And everyone seems to know where he exactly is in
Yes,
the piece.
yes.
When you
They
look,
don't have to give each other the signals, oh, you should play this hard or something. They're in a group, and
I mean, it takes some experience, right? Because our ensembles, they have a conductor or stuff like that. Without him, they're lost. They don't feel the beats actually all together. When you have like 5 people, and you have a break, and then you have together all the hits. They will never be together unless they look at each other and
what should we do now or something. But for them, it's all about the feelings.
Yeah.
You feel, wow, this is the right time, I should play it, and then do it.
It's interesting.
Sometimes people do some improvisations by playing these instruments.
Yeah, how is improvisation looked at in China? Is it something like is it new thing or is it
It's not a new
always
thing.
there?
In history, we have improvisations,
Okay.
but in our very strict communism time, it just stopped. Then we have a new policy, which is called opening up policy to the outside world. Then it gets back again for the improvisations.
And is it actually valued the same as a written music?
Sorry, what?
Is it valued? Has it the same value as the written music? Like you have a written piece which was made and you play it, and then you have the improvisation. Is it the same value for?
Well, I think it's the same value, but for some very conservative people,
Sure.
they do not agree.
That's the same here.
But you know what? I think only the smart people, they encourage and they motivate for more improvisation. It's something about inspiring, something more creative.
Yeah, so actually what I wanted to tell you or ask about, or just noticed, from the few pieces you played me, so you showed me so far, I am surprised that there's always a long melodic line. There's no breaks or no like a short events in music. It's all so flowing. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to listening to really busy music, to really changing rhythm and changing the length, and a lot of breaks and a lot of things going on, and a lot of like a short punctualistic things. And this is so connected to, like the whole piece is just going. There's no quiet piece. There's no like a rest or something. It's so interesting.
Actually, in some kind of songs or music, we have some pauses. We stop for a moment about thinking what's next.
Yeah.
It's not that we forgot what to play.
Sure.
It's something where you have to make it stop and find the feelings again.
Okay. Because actually in European music, there's a theory that the rest, the pause in the music, has the same value as the music itself. So there's actually a lot of pauses and rest in the music. And also, I mean, like with the, if you listen to some kind of 20th century and 21st century music from Europe, the traditional, the classical music, you find a lot of things that are just really broken in small parts. So you don't have this long melody. You have just like 2 or 3 pitches, and they're just kind of ripped apart, and you have just really like just little points in the space. It's not like a big melody and things. You can't even find the melody there actually anymore. It's just like rhythmical, timbral, just like working with the layers of the sound. Not such a like a beautiful long melody.
And the reason why we have a long melody of one music because I think every element in one song or this thing is under a system. Everyone is part of it. And this is my idea. I think the ideology maybe is the same.
Well, I didn't mean that the punctualistic music is actually not connected to itself. It is connected in a different way, actually. So, I don't know. It might be really short points in space, but when you look at from a distance, I say it like that, you can see how it connects in a different way that just like a simple long legato nine, but it's much harder to spot it. I'm not sure if it's intended to be like that. It's just what I feel about it. Yeah.
I think we have so much time here, and I will end this video for today's show. And really thank you for participating in my show. And I had a really good time with you. And at the end of the show, I will give these things to you.
Really?
Yes, for free. For free.
Okay, for free.
Yeah, for free.
Wow, that's amazing.
And please.
Actually, I will actually have to learn them now.
It takes time. You can learn
I
it
know.
from the internet, and I will send you the links.
But once you gave it, then I have like a press on me that I have to learn them now. Thank you. Wow.
Or you can just keep it as souvenirs.
No. Actually, the thing is that these instruments are not like, easy to find in Europe, so it's like a big
It's
thing.
not easy to find it in here because I got them from China.
It's amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great.
And this is the end of our musical experiment.
Yeah.
And thank you for watching.
Thanks.
See you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.